So imagine that you start a home business. You start with no experience, but you work really hard. For a couple years, you start learning, implementing, and you start getting results. When finally you have the right offer that converts beautifully and the right ads, where it's all finally really humming along and coming together. And you can actually crank up your ad spend, or how much you're spending on advertising, really high and make a lot of money. Imagine from struggling to make a profit to spending $50,000 a month on ads and earning $150,000 a month in commissions. Well, that was us not too long ago, where our business grew by leaps and bounds. And while that was all awesome and amazing, it also came with challenges that we really weren't anticipating. Challenges that actually caused us to shut off our ads and having to stop and regroup and get on top of things. So I want to help you learn from our experience so that you can get ahead of these issues, learn how to find balance, and learn how to outsource appropriately before you hit it big so you can keep scaling up and maintain massive profits in your business. Hey, it's Leah Ray from toddandleahray.com, and I'm going to give you some tips, some wisdom to help you outsource, to find balance so that you don't have to do what we did, so that you can learn to outsource what you don't have to do in your business early on before things really take off for you, so you can have a good work-life balance and you can scale your business as big as you want. Now, when we really went big, we actually found a sweet spot with our advertising. We could crank it up, and it was just kind of crazy how much money we were making every single day. Well, what happened is the amount of customer service and things that we had to deal with, emails coming in, requests, everything that happens when you make a lot more sales, it just ballooned on us more than we could handle and take care of ourselves. So much so that even though we were making more money than we'd ever imagined, we were going crazy. It was not fun. It was like, oh my gosh, I can't even deal with this. We've got all this stuff coming at us that we had to respond to and deal with constantly. Support questions, tickets, customer service issues, chargebacks, all kinds of insane stuff that went from a small trickle to a huge amount very quickly, and we were not staffed to handle it. So we actually had to shut off our ads for a while and get our feet underneath us, figure out how to outsource a lot of the activities that we were doing day to day so that we could continue to scale and grow our business. Now, when we say outsourcing, I think a lot of people get the idea that you can just hand off a bunch of work right at the beginning and other people do it and you just pay for it and it'll be fine. That's not true. You really need to have a good general knowledge of things before you have it outsourced to anyone else. I've seen people taken to the cleaners because they didn't understand what was going on and they just wanted to hire someone to do something, and that person was not qualified and really screwed them over. A lady that I met actually had paid someone $4,000 who was going to do her internet marketing for her, and all he did was set up a LinkedIn profile. That was it for $4,000. It was ridiculous, totally unethical, and just a scam. But you can avoid that sort of thing when you first get the basics yourself before you hand it off to someone else. So whether that's understanding the basics of running ads on Facebook, of doing customer support, email writing, or video creation or video editing, any of that kind of stuff that you can outsource to people, you should do a little bit of it yourself first so that you understand more about it. Now, the types of things that you actually want to outsource are things that just need to be done, things that have to be done in your business, but it doesn't have to be you doing it. So obviously I'm here shooting the video. I'm sort of the face of our YouTube channel. It has to be me shooting this video. I can't outsource that to somebody else. My face needs to be here. I need to do this. However, I don't actually have to be the one in the post-production doing the editing, and I don't have to be the one that puts it up on our blog or sends it out to the other distribution channels that we have. Those are things that just have to be done, but someone else could do it. Great option for outsourcing. Facebook ads. We've run a lot of money through Facebook ads ourselves. We've also paid a lot of money for professionals to run our ads for us. Now, we were very comfortable in hiring people that we knew and respected to do our ads for us at a large price because, number one, we had networked in the community. We knew who we could trust, who had great recommendations from people that we trusted, and because we already knew the basics of Facebook ads, what we could expect from it, the kind of outcomes that we could get. All of that combined led us to successfully outsource that task to somebody else and to get that off of our plate so we could change our focus to something else in our business. Again, it had to be done, but it didn't have to be us doing it. You want to outsource whatever isn't income producing activity that requires you specifically to do it. Now, there's kind of two categories when it comes to outsourcing. There's like one-time jobs that just need to be done, and then there's more long-term VA, virtual assistant type work that's going to be ongoing. When it comes to one-off things, it's really easy to outsource that just from the beginning. So if you need a banner done on your Facebook page, you need graphics done for your website, images for products that you're selling, things like that, those are great things. They need to be done one time and it's over. You get the graphics, you're good to go. Those are things you can very easily hire someone from Fiverr, from Upwork. You hire them to do that one specific job, they do it for you, all done. And then next time you need something like that done, if you had a great experience with them, you can contact them outside of Fiverr, Upwork, and just go from there, and then they don't have to pay some of their commission, I think it's 20% to those other websites, which they'll appreciate. Now, when it comes to ongoing work, sort of like the day-to-day tasks that you probably don't need to do in your business as it gets going, engagement on social media, distribution of your content, growth tactics and strategies and things that you're doing in your business, those are all great things. Emails, oh my goodness, the amount of emails we get is insane. Those are things that are hard to take care of as things grow, and you want to train someone in to do that for you. Now, personally, I really prefer to work with people that I already know, that I've networked with, to do those sorts of tasks, because there's a really high level of trust that's required for that. So it's important that you network in the industry, meet people at events, network online, make friendships, get to know folks, because while they might not be someone that you would outsource to, they may have someone they already work with that they can refer you to. We've done this both ways. We've got a really good friend we collaborate with a lot, and he's referred us to his tech guy to do some different interfacing stuff that we needed to have done, and Todd just didn't have the time to do it. We knew we could trust him. We knew he was worth the money, and it was a really simple thing. Yes, he can do it. We trust the guy who's referring him to us, and yes, we can just pay him to do it. It's a done deal. Now, when it comes to filling those virtual assistant VA roles, those are long-term roles for us that we pay every single week for specific tasks to be done in our business. And we definitely needed to trust the people we were working with. So I actually reached out on Facebook. I've been very networked with people who are in our industry, understand what we do. So I reached out and let people know that we are looking for some help, some virtual assistance work, and to reach out to me if you're interested. Now, obviously, I got a lot of people who reached out that I wouldn't actually hire as a VA, but I had some great people reach out that it has worked out wonderfully. They understand the industry. It's good experience for them to see what we're doing because we're further along in our journey than they are, and it helps us immensely. It's taken so much of the busy work off of our plates so that we can work on content creation and the bigger picture things that we need to have a successful business and a successful life, where we have time to go to the gym, to take care of ourselves, to cook, to eat healthy, to spend quality time with our children. If you try to be a one-man show or a one-woman show, you can very quickly get out of balance with everything going on. There's a lot to handle in a business, and it's not going to be easy if you try to continually handle everything yourself. You need to find people that you trust, that you can work with, and start handing off pieces of the business to them that need to get done but don't need to get done by you specifically. So the best way to go when it actually comes to handing off different tasks to a VA virtual assistant, really you should have that workflow, that exactly what needs to be done. You should have that down pat. And then you can make a little video, write up some instructions telling them exactly what to do. Don't assume they should be able to figure things out. This is really important, and it's even more important if you're working with someone out of the Philippines or someone who's not really into your industry or niche or what you're doing. You have to spell things out crystal clear. Communication has to be solid, very open lines of communication so they can ask questions, but you give really good instructions up front and avoid a lot of back and forth. So what we did as we started handing off tasks is I would write up instructions, I would shoot little screen share videos talking them through what I was doing and why I was doing it. You don't want to just tell them what to do, but you want to tell them why. You want to teach them to think about what's happening so that they understand if they miss this step down here is going to get messed up. Once we'd shot the videos, we would upload it onto Vimeo or YouTube or somewhere unlisted, and then we would have documentation on like Google Drive or Dropbox that we had everything listed out. So if they were going to do content distribution, these are all the steps that they need to do. Links out to the video that gives the detailed instructions of what that step is. Yes, this took time. Yes, it was a hassle because we made the mistake of waiting too long to do this. We had a whole bunch of work already just piled upon us, and then I had to stop what I was doing and then put all this stuff together to hand off to people. So don't do what we did. Get ahead of this right at the beginning. As you start getting income into your business, start investing in your business. Your time is the most precious thing that you have. And if you can outsource some of the mundane tasks in your business, you can focus on the things that are going to help you grow faster and make more money. Now, as I said, communication is huge, and you want to have great communication between you and your VAs, the people that you're outsourcing to. So for us, we work with people in the United States. It's worked better for us because we know them. Their communication's easy. There's no language barriers or anything like that, and they're on relatively the same time zone. So when I'm working, they're up and awake. So I can message them. We can go back and forth. We use Facebook Messenger, but you could use WhatsApp, Skype, whatever you want, but something that you have open communication where you can just chat. You can let them know when things are ready for them. They can ask questions as needed, and you can all be on the same page. Now, this goes without saying, but just to mention it, just in case, be really good to your VAs. Once you get great folks that are trained in, that are helping you out, it's such a weight off your shoulders, and it's awesome. So make sure that you're always nice, you're always polite, and that you let them know how much you appreciate them. As our girls hopefully know, we absolutely love you, and we couldn't do all this without you. But let them know that, and let them know that you really appreciate them so that you can continue your working relationship relationship and keep growing and building your business. It's also a good idea to have some sort of plan worked out, because there isn't some sort of a contract necessarily that you're working from where it's going to be a 6-week contract or a 12-week contract or anything like that, that you're just working for them as long as they want to work for you and as long as you want them to work for you. So you should probably have the conversation that if at some point they do want to leave, they want to go a different direction with their time, whatever, that's great, but that they help you train in the next person who's coming on. And that's a great way to not have to reinvest all that additional time into someone new. Now, I hope that you take this information to heart, you put it to work, start writing a list today. What are the things that you personally need to do? And what are the things that need to be done but don't need to be done by you? Start writing that list now. Even if you're not ready to hire anybody to work with you right now, start thinking this way so that you understand really what the processes are in your business, and you've got that in your mind as you're creating the processes, as you're building your business. Understand that, well, this, and this, I'm going to do it right now, but I'm going to outsource it as soon as I can. Start right at the beginning so that you set yourself up for success and to be able to scale your business exponentially without all of the headache and chaos and craziness that we had when we did ours. Now, to learn more about how to create a successful online business, make sure that you click the link at the top of the description to get access to our training. We're going to walk you through how to build an online business successfully. Go to 0 to 6 figures, 6 figures and above. Please understand that we are rooting for you. We want you to succeed. We want you to get the time freedom that you and your family deserve. So if you're new, if this is the very first video that you're seeing of ours, welcome. Happy to have you here. But make sure that you subscribe so that we can help you reach that time freedom goal that you have. Once again, this is Leah Ray from toddandleonray.com. Head over to this video that's floating oddly above my head, and I'll see you soon.